Yes. I thought it would be interesting. This just happened, sadly enough, in this spot called Christiania in Copenhagen. It's like a tourist destination, you could say. A lot of people that come to Denmark or Copenhagen, for that matter, like to go to this place because they've heard about it. I mean, and it used to be a place. Interestingly enough, it used to be a place where hundreds of weed dealers, you could say, used to line up their carts. I'm talking about carts full of weed, um, and sell it, weed and hash, and sell it. It used to be an open air weed market, you could say, in Denmark. And then they outlawed it. They outlawed this place. They've been cracking down on it for years, but now it's been, after years, it's been broken down into a few dealers. But a lot of people don't know this. The U.S. gang, the Hell's Angels, migrated to Denmark some years ago in the 70s. So this is alleged to be one of their spaces called, Christiania, where they sell weed or sell their product or sell other things too. You never know today. I've heard people say they've seen crack sold down here before, but in any case, some people were murdered. And this is one of the places in Denmark where you don't want to catch yourself being assaulted or being a victim of a crime, because they don't have cameras in this place. And on top of that, a lot of people are essentially not going to speak. And if you go here, just understand that if you mix yourself up with crime inside of this place, nobody is going to speak. Now I don't want to say nobody, but you would be very lucky if you find yourself find out that people speak in order to help the police solve any kind of crime, and that includes your murder. I mean, for that matter, people have been murdered here before. People, yeah, you go there, you find out there's folks that's getting murdered in this place. And yeah, yeah, peace, David, what's up, bro? Yeah, and I don't know if you ever heard of this place, David, Christiania. It's kind of a famous tourist destination in Copenhagen, in Denmark, where people go. A lot of people go there to buy weed. It used to be thousands of weed dealers, you could say, or that, I mean, literally, that would have pounds and pounds, have carts. They would have their own like vendor spot, like a table with or booth, even booths. There used to be hundreds and hundreds here, but now it's just down to a couple of few. And people allege that this is like one of the places the Hell's Angels operate out of. It's alleged, but in any case, this a murder happened. A murder, 18-year-old charged with murder in Pusher Street. They call it Pusher Street. That's the actual name of the street in a place called Christiania. And on Sunday afternoon, an 18-year-old will be produced. It says they mean will be arraigned in a hearing, right? In the court of Frederiksberg. That's a part of Copenhagen. I actually live on the border of Frederiksberg, right? He is charged with a murder, or on the edge of Frederiksberg, not a corner, but the edge. Um, he is charged with murder and attempted murder in association with unknown perpetrators after the killing of a 30-year-old man on Pusher Street Saturday evening. The police are still at the crime scene sanctuary. That in Danish they use another word, but in English it translates to sanctuary, but really it means crime scene, where the investigations are underway after the violent incident in which one person lost his life and four others were injured with gunshots. Um, the investigation and questioning of witnesses and the other injured have shown that the two mass perpetrators already started firing. Okay, so some witnesses spoke with the police before they entered the Starship. Starship, that's like a cafe, I think, something like that. And thereby, before they entered the Starship and thereby hit the four other people who were injured, writes the Copenhagen police in a press release. Here, the police inspector also comments on the case where emphasis is placed on the perpetrator's reckless actions at the cafe or Starship. I guess it's called Starship. The perpetrator's reckless and blunt actions where they not where they not only kill a 30-year-old man in cold blood, but also shot around the outside where the others have been injured. Yeah, so apparently they shot their way in. They shot outside first and then went in and shot and killed the dude. Is completely unacceptable, says the senior police inspector of the Copenhagen police. Yeah. Yeah, this happened Saturday, and I'm just showing y'all this because even though even though there's a lot of social, what do you call it, a lot of focus is put on the, you could say, social welfare, like, you know healthcare, paid education, all of these things, home housing security, these kind of things, even fair wages. Really, seriously, there is the inflation on housing is not up like it is in cities like New York, D.C., Los Angeles. None of that. No, it's pretty. It's been kept. There is some inflation, but the housing has been kept somewhat fair in Copenhagen, you could say, which is the capital of Denmark. I mean, even though you have places like that with a lot of security, this kind of stuff from time to time is happening, and these gangs exist. And from what I heard, this sounds like, I don't know. I only asked my son what he thought this was, because and he told me, my oldest son, he told me it's pretty guaranteed that this was like a revenge killing, like a revenge act. Like someone associated in this place, or who hangs out in this place, went somewhere else and committed an act, and so now people are coming back. That's what it looks like. But I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But yeah, because I haven't really been following this case like, man, sometimes you get a little numb to this stuff. This stuff is going on in Denmark. And as I told you before, this is not the first act. I mean, a guy I know, a young man I know, that got shot in the back of the head about 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. I think I talked about it here. And yeah, and I talked to him just the day before. He looked like he was in trouble. And the young man ended up the day after getting shot in the head. And yeah, it's sad. It could be sad over here like that. Let me see something. I'm gonna read one more article and then be out on this one. Let me see. Is it this one? Yeah. Let's see what this one says. Okay. Pusher Street. Okay. Let me see here. Wait a second. Swoop it over. Boom. Pusher Street. Yeah. Pusher Street hit a new low when 13-year-old boy asked plainclothes officer if he wanted to buy something. Oh, damn. This is another article? What? When is this? What's the date on this bad boy? What the hell? How did I hit this? I thought this was the same. Sorry about that. Yeah. Damn. But that shows you. Look, that gives you a little background about the same place. Yo, that's so terrible. Miners are still largely doing the dirty work for in Pusher Street and Christiania, where, according to Copenhagen Police collective responsibility is failing. See, this is the spot, sadly enough, and there's some nice events to go on in this place from time to time in the evening. But look, I mean, these are some of the spots. This is what they call Pusher Street. You go there and look. Police arrest minors as young as 13 for selling weed in Pusher Street. The photo is from 2016. Okay, this is an old photo. Okay, but why did this no, this is a new article. This is a new article. Oh, this is from earlier. Okay, but what about the one? Okay, this is the spot. let me just do a little background on that spot too. Freetown, Christiania. It used to be you didn't used to have these kind of crimes there, but in a way, things have all changed in Copenhagen since, yeah. So I don't want to get it. I don't want to explain it all, but if you look to the right here, this is Christiania, this little kind of like island, you could say, in the middle of Copenhagen, surrounded by this lake. Yeah. And when you enter into it, you kind of come in from certain, like here, yeah, different areas here, down here, and I guess they say here too. Right. This is all Christiania. Yeah. Then there's another area, but in any case, yeah, I'm gonna put this in the chat just for people that come back, and for the chat, yeah, just to see here. Boom. There we go. Uh, yeah, intentionally community. Okay, Freetown, Christiania. Freestone Christiania is also known as Christiania simply is an intentional commune and micronation in the Christianshavn neighborhood of the Danish capital city of Copenhagen. It began in 1971 as a squatted military base. Its Pusher Street is famous for its open trade of cannabis, which is illegal in Denmark. Now, the interesting part about this is while it has been illegal in Denmark and all of this has gone on, right? Places like Washington, D.C., and some other states, they pretty much legalized weed, right? So, and that's been in the last 20 years. So it's kind of interesting that Denmark, I hear Denmark, some politicians are moving towards legalizing weed as a way to stop some of the criminal element from utilizing it. But so far it's not. It hasn't been the case. Yeah. So in any case, there you go, y'all. Um, I'm about to be out again. This one wasn't going to be long, but I thought it was interesting just to cover this case. You know, it's really sad to see that you know, an 18-year-old is charged with murder, came in and shot. And they're looking, by the way, it was two people. They caught the 18-year-old who came in. Apparently the story is two people came in on bicycles from the backside of Christiania, which is like a lake, area you kind of got to drive around to and then cross into Christiania. And came in, did the shooting, shot people, went into the place shooting. So they shot outside and then entered into a place and murdered a man. And I think they say that the people that got shot were just drunkards, like Greenlanders people outside, the people outside. And I think the person that they murdered is associated with the Hells Angels, um, and was inside of the place. And then they left. And one of the persons who had been caught, which is the 18-year-old. Yeah, it was the 18-year-old, and they're still looking for one other person. Yeah, they're still looking for one other person, sadly. Uh, yeah. In any case, that's it, y'all. I'm out of this bad boy. Let's see. Bring it out. Bring it up and out. Peace.